Fight fans, discussion. Deontay Wilder, Anthony Joshua. Deontay Wilder signed the contract. It's to the point where it needs to be done. Because if Deontay Wilder feels that AJ is ducking him, if he truly feels that in his heart, if he's dead set on just believing, if he believes that this guy's ducking me, sign the contract. There shouldn't be any other, because it's just like, it's no logic in it. You can't say that somebody's ducking you when they've offered you a contract. You know what I'm saying? Because the deal wasn't like the best deal in the world, but it was the best deal that he ever saw. Okay. He needs to really just think about it. Yes, it was shitty on how the AJ negotiations, on how they said take it or leave it. But everyone knows when somebody, and if you're making a deal with anybody and they say take it or leave it, you know what that means? That means there won't be any negotiations left. There will be no other discussions. If you walk away from that deal after someone has said take it or leave it, you know what I mean? Give me 50. Give me 45. Okay, give me 40. Give me 37. Take it or leave it. What does that mean? That means that when someone says that, they meant this is the last time that this deal will act. This is it. Take it or walk. So if Deontay Wilder doesn't take it, he can't say that AJ is still ducking him. You know what I'm saying? Because now that the whole discussion changes on what is going on. Now it's a thing about money. This isn't a Maypac story. This isn't a Canelo and Golovkin story. And I was just rather corrected on my video. And I said AJ was never fought in the UK. And I forgot about the fight that he did fight with Audley. And Audley was knocked out in the first round. Now, the thing is, Audley to say, has never, he had 6 losses then before he got knocked out in the first round. He wasn't anybody legitimate. He wasn't anyone even worth talking about. He just happened to fight in the UK. It was pretty good exposure. But if you only done it once to a fighter that's a potato can, because that was back in the day when everybody used to call Deontay Wilder a cherry picker. I think people remember that. People have short memories. They used to call him, Danny Garcia. Who else they used to call cherry picking at the time? Canelo. Canelo, it was thrown to be, all those guys were cherry pickers at one point, right? So that was his only fight he fought in the UK, against a nobody. And that's not really going to raise or even going to get him in any popularity or any kind of recognition to allow him to ask for more money at this point. You know what I mean? Now, if he goes over there and puts a whooping on Dylan White, I keep saying this, knocks him out, then they're like, damn, he did it before AJ did it. Now, if he can compare himself and did like what Manny Pacquiao did to Ricky Hatton after Mayweather knocked him out in the 10th, Pacquiao knocked him out in the 2nd, right? So if he can do that like that, then you could have a comparison between the two. In fact, if he does it faster, you can have a better comparison. No, Deontay Wilder went in there and just knocked him out. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't like no boxing back and forth. He hit White and White dropped. And he didn't get back up, until after the 10 count, right? So that's the thing that he's supposed to do. But the mistake has been made for him to have an opinion. Well, not even really have an opinion about the money. But if you feel that someone's ducking you and then they make you an offer, the last thing you want to do is turn it down. That's the last thing you want to do. So I thought about this, and I know a lot of videos have been sent, and I've done a few, but this one will be the last until negotiations actually come through. because it's getting old, and and it's not about pricing yourself out. It's not about that. It's about one side offered another side, that's the A side, offered the B side of a large disclosed amount of money. And then now I'm hearing that it's not even 12.5 million, it's 12.5 million pounds. So that's $18 million. If you know what the euro currency versus the American currency is, they way the hell over us, okay? The British pound is damn near twice the money now. It changes, it fluctuates, but it's $18 million. So you going to turn down $18 million worried about a percentage of what AJ's getting. Don't fucking worry about what AJ's getting. That's what people's problem is. But what are you getting? It does not matter what you're getting, because if you think this guy is a cherry picker or ducking you or whatever, you think he's ducking you, you need to take that money when he offered you that money. You know what I mean? And then you knocked it in if you're so certain you can beat this guy. See, here's the thing. You gotta read between the lines with a lot of people. They say one thing, hey, I'll fight him for whatever amount of money. Then you offer some money, he don't take it, and he goes on social media, and clowns him, and you know what I mean, but without telling everyone the facts. He needs to lay down what they offered. AJ, the same thing, because he didn't really disclose really what they offered. You know what I mean? But he did give the offer. Okay? So everything needs to be on the table on who gets what, for what reason and why. You know what I mean? So everybody will have a clear understanding of what's going on. You know what I mean? But that does not matter when it comes to Deontay Wilder, because Deontay Wilder, he's not the kind of guy that he should be making demands like that. Yes, he beat Ortiz, and Ortiz was one of the best fighters the heavyweight division had to offer, period. Okay, so it was an accomplishment. He survived a storm of a 7th round clobbering. You know what I mean? And you look at all that, the refs was in all that. The refs were pro Deontay Wilder in that fight. You know what I mean? You don't pull a guy to the side after he comes out in the bell 8 and then ask him if he's okay. Nonetheless, he got the knockout in the 10th round. He knocked out Ortiz. Okay, so then that was in AJ. I felt was ducking Ortiz. I don't think he was ducking Wilder, because Ortiz was the most dangerous out of the two. So he figured, right? Now Ortiz is out of the picture as of right now. Now it's Deontay Wilder. You know what I mean? But regardless, if he had any kind of fear or inkling that he couldn't beat Wilder, he still offered Wilder a deal. He still offered the deal. And it was up to Deontay Wilder to take the deal and jump on it right now. To give you one last comparison. You guys remember Canelo Alvarez versus Erislandy Lara, how that fight got made, right? Lara came on stage after Canelo beat Alfredo El Perro Angulo, right? And after the Angulo fight, they were doing the press conference, and just wrapping everything up, asking Canelo questions. And Lara popped on stage and got behind him and said, hey, when are we going to fight? And he was like, well, who, he tried to put him on the spot, but it bothered Canelo, and it bothered him so much. In fact, he offered Erislandy Lara a contract, right? Now, Lara's purses at that time were probably about $200,000, $300,000, maybe $500,000 he was making per fight. He got about $1.2 million for that fight, but what did Lara do though? When the fight was offered to him, he took the fight. Why? Because he believed Canelo Alvarez was ducking him. You know what I'm saying? He knew, well, this guy's been ducking me for 2 years, so I finally got the opportunity. He sent over the contract. They signed it, no question. That's what real fighters supposed to do. You see what I'm saying? That's not what businessman is. It's not his job to be a businessman. It's his job to be a fucking fighter. So he should be a fighter. And there's nothing wrong with being verbal. I'm pro-verbal guys. You know what I mean? When you talk about people expressing their opinions and stuff like that. But when it comes to money and it comes time you to sign that damn contract, you're supposed to sign the damn contract. And he didn't do it. And that's really it. Lara did it, right? Then, that fight was made. And in fact, Lara ended up with, it was a close decision or whatever, and of course they're going to give it to Canelo. But what happened for Lara in his career? His career, every fight he made after that, he got $1 million+. okay, or $1 million flat. So, that increased his salary by fighting Canelo Alvarez, by going on that damn stage, by demanding a fight, by getting the fight offered to him, by accepting the fight offered to him, by fighting the fight, and in a close decision, a controversial decision. But after that, it benefited him and it doubled his salary by half. Because again, he probably was making about $500K, per fight. Okay, now he's making $1 million. You know what I'm saying? I don't know how he'll make after the Hurd fight, but that was a great fight too. So he'll still make $1 million in a rematch if there's a rematch. But to put that on Deontay Wilder, if Deontay Wilder was working about it, if he's not really thinking about the big picture. He's thinking more about how much someone else is getting. That's the problem. He's worried about what AJ getting. He knows damn well he's not gonna get more than AJ. In two fights, AJ done made more than he made in his whole career. He made about $16 million his whole career. Fact. AJ in the last 2 fights made that. You see what I'm saying? So it doesn't really add up. Okay? So you can't be worried about what that's really greed or envy or a little bit of combination between the two. That's what it really is, because you're worried about what someone else is getting instead of what you could do and what you can get and what was offered to you. Which is 18 million if that's true. If it's 12.5 million pounds, it's $18 million. He should take the $18 million if he can believe he can fight him and beat him. Okay? Then he can ask for more money if he goes off in a rematch. He can ask for a whole lot more money. And he could fight Tyson Fury and get a gang of money, get $25-30 million for that fight. You see, he's not looking at the big picture. Deontay Wilder is not. He's looking at, oh, no, how much you getting? No, I'm offended with this offer because you getting a lot more. That's what he's saying. But yet you totally tell the fans that this guy's ducking you and then avoid the fight and deny the fight. So, that's what we're having. A guy needs to accept the contract and accept the offers. Deontay Wilder needs to sign that damn contract. Take the fight. If he can feel he can beat AJ, Anthony Joshua, then it shouldn't be a problem. Then he will begin to have his salaries doubled, quadrupled after that, because he wasn't getting anywhere near the offer that was made to him. It's a no-brainer, guys. Anyway, I'm done with it. This is over. Tell me what you think about this. This is Kurt DeVille with Counterpunch Boxing News, by the way. Please subscribe. And you guys been counterpunched. Peace.